Thanks to the EA Creator Network for providing me codes for these two kits. My opinions are my own. Hey folks, how's it going? This is Iron Seagull here, and it is time once again to review another pair of kits. We got Artist Studio and Storybook Nursery. So once again, both build kits. So Create a Sim kits, what's happened to those? I don't know. But yeah, we got kind of an interesting theme going on here, even though the two don't really match up much really, except that both have a light and a dark theme going on, probably leading into the Life and Death expansion pack. But Storybook Nursery is a collab with creator 6MCC. We're actually supposed to be getting creator kits as their own type starting in November, so looks like this is going to be the last of its kind, where it is a creator collab but not a creator kit. But we'll start with the Artist Studio kit. So we have a new woodworking table, the first one in 10 years, a backdrop, a floor lamp, some splatters that go on the floor, a new construction type wallpaper, an artist cart, some stands, a tablet, wall photos, a half-done statue, a sink, a wall shelf with an apron hanging from it, some artist supplies, flowers in a pot, a ladder shelf, a locker, a cabinet, a new easel, and a non-functional drawing rack. Even before we had a roadmap telling us that an Artist Studio kit was coming, I just had a feeling at some point we were going to get a kit theme just like this one. It makes a whole lot of sense to me to have a kit that is focused on artist clutter. And yeah, I love that floor splatter where there's just so many different versions of it that you can use to really make like a messy art room. And I love that there's this recurring sort of theme where there's a lot of clean swatches, but then there's also a lot of swatches with paint all over them. So it's like, okay, yeah, this artist has been at it for a while in the studio, just creating their next masterpieces. So yeah, that's a nice realistic sort of touch that they're not all super clean. The drawing rack, I'm surprised there's no slot right in the middle of it. It has a few slots, I think 3 if I remember correctly. But yeah, it is weird, but I think there's a lot of Maxis objects like that where it's like you'd think there'd be more space to put things on there, but there's not much at all. It is worth mentioning that the new tablet is actually a new version of the digital sketchpad we got some years back. So yeah, it's got the same turtle on the back as your sim is using it. And thankfully, because of the recent patch that came out, the Sims won't put those or tablets or homework on the floor anymore when they're done with them. They'll actually put them back in their inventory, which makes way more sense to me. It is pretty nice to see an alternate design for the woodworking table because we've been stuck with the same one since 2014, and I keep forgetting woodworking exists. It would be nice if Maxis would add even more creations with this table. And also, the easel has a visual problem with it because there's these paint bottles at the bottom, but then while a sim is actually painting on it, they just stick through the painting, which looks really awkward. I don't know if they'll fix this. It'd be nice if they do, but I doubt it. Other than that, I'm not all that impressed with this kit. I don't know, not much really stands out to me, but I guess that's how clutter kits go over with me most of the time. The collab with 6MCC on the Storybook Nursery kit I think fared a lot better though. So we have a Pleasant View inspired wallpaper, bassinet, crib, a toddler bed, a toy wagon, a stuffed animal in many different variants, a table lamp, a bedside table, a decorative diaper bag, a mobile that's themed with a hot air balloon, a chandelier, a bed canopy, a toy box, a rocking chair, a playmat like the one from Growing Together, building blocks, a curtain, a clothing rack with separate clothing, a framed portrait, a wall shelf, a bookshelf, a dollhouse that resembles the Goth Manor, and a changing table. Another object locked behind Growing Together, so That is interesting. If you don't feel like spending the money on growing together, but you still want some more things for your babies, then you could theoretically get this kit. And we got an interesting theme going on here. All the swatches pretty much are just like defaulted to dark, but there's some lighter swatches as well and some more colorful ones. So yeah, that's really interesting that it kind of goes with probably what the Life and Death expansion pack is going to be in terms of its theming. It is called Life and Death, so it could have just as much an emphasis on the beginning of life as it does on the end. Oh yeah, and that was a really nice touch. You just saw there with the clothing rack, but then you have the separated clothing you hang on there and you can customize the colors individually. The thumbnail for those clothes are really weird though. I could not tell what that was at first. And oh yes, those swatches on the rug are really nice as well. And that's actually where I discovered that the building blocks, you can't just recolor them, so I just had to place another one to show off the colors of that. It is weird that the photo frames here show a newborn with a pacifier in their mouth, but we don't have pacifiers in the game. I thought maybe we would get those with the free update. There was that leak some months ago in an official EA newsletter, but maybe that's actually part of Life and Death, who knows? As someone who grew up playing The Sims 2, I love this Pleasant View themed wallpaper. Absolutely one of my favorite wallpapers in the game now. Though I was a little surprised that none of the swatches have a full color option. But I guess the point is that, oh, okay, The Sims 2, 20 years ago, so it is well into the past. But then it's just like, well, if you don't like the full color option, then you could simply not use it. But oh well. There are also some weird visual issues with certain items in this kit, though there is also one from the Artist Studio that I didn't point out earlier, the potted flowers, because especially if you look at it from the side, a couple of the leaves just, it's like they're almost like not even there. I know there's some really flat plants in this game, but this is not good. And they have some weird shadows casting as well, where the leaves look kind of square. And then with the ribbons on this crib, on the shadows, they just look like squares, which is really odd. I think the worst offender is the decorative toy wagon, because you can see the front of it has bars, but not the back. It's just not there. But then, depending on the angle, see, you can see one of them's already starting, and then whoop, they're starting to appear more. And then as I rotate around, there we go. They are fully formed. But then now on the other side, those bars are gone when they were once there. So it is so bizarre. They really should fix at least this one, because it's a cute object, but it puts me off from using it. Oh yeah, it also does cast a strange shadow with the lion specifically, where it looks more squared off than it should be. And there is also the chandelier casting a strange shadow, like as if it's only casting half the object in its shadow or something. It's weird. It almost is shaped like a bird. It is annoying how quickly they pump out these kits, and they all tend to have issues like this. None that completely break the game, but it's like, oh, if you want to spend $5 on these objects, then you're probably going to look at them quite a bit, and then you'll just run into things like that. It is a shame that not even custom content creator collabs are safe from these issues. I say this not only just because I hate the business model of kits, but they really should slow down and focus more on the quality of control of each. I mean, they won't do that, but they really should. And that is pretty much it for the Artist Studio and Storybook Nursery kits. So the Artist Studio one, I just feel like is kind of meh. I love that they brought in new versions of the woodworking table and easel, but I just don't feel like there's really that much noteworthy stuff apart from that. The Storybook Nursery is very cute. I love the theming of it, and an interesting complement to growing together, or even if you just want to have a couple of its gameplay objects, you can get this kit, but it is held back a little by its visual issues. That is cool that Max has reached out to Sixum for this collab, because I think he has been a standout in terms of Maxis Match custom content furniture, and he's built up quite a catalog at this point. The Princess and the Vampire Bedroom is a free alternative that I recommend if you don't want to buy this kit, though this is focused on children rather than infants and toddlers and newborns, but the overall theming is pretty similar. I would say buy these kits on sale. I still don't think either of these are worth full price, but they never put kits on sale, though they have made a few kits temporarily free, so perhaps that could happen to at least one of these two kits in a couple years or so. With that, feel free to let me know your thoughts on these two kits in the comment section below, and see you soon for the Reaper's Rewards event. So be sure to subscribe if you'd like to keep up with my latest gaming content. I will talk to you all later, and have a great day. Thanks for watching.